I've included a supply list for this video in the description and in the next frames so that you'll see what you need. I start by showing you the pieces I have cut out already. So you really don't want too much interfacing in the ends if you can help it. So, and I can help it. So that's where that's going to go. Interfacing on the inside of the bag, and then the other inside of the bag. This is going to be the rest of the inside, and this interfacing is going to attach to this guy. See? That's how it's going to work. I will use my heat press. Wow, why is it so long? I don't know. Whoops. Oopsie. Okay, I need to cut this. That's okay. I'll just... So I'm leaving a good 1/2 inch at the bottom. It doesn't matter. You don't need to make your measurements exact here. I'm just going to cut this off. There we go. That is terrible. But these are not the best scissors. Now we have another little piece of leftover interfacing. Okay. And so this will get ironed on to this one with my heat press. I'm waiting for that to heat up. This one, I like using a heat press because it makes everything really even. Then this is going to be the outside of the top, and it is going to have a fusible fleece ironed onto that, heat pressed on. So that's that one. Lastly, but not leastly, I don't know. Where did I put my tabs? Huh. Lost tabs. Lost zipper tabs, darn it. Okay, now, what did I do here? Oh, this is the wrong piece. Okay. That's what I did there. All right, that was correct. So this guy will go, this is the back of the bag, and this fusible fleece will be going on there. And then this is the front of the bag, and this fusible fleece will be going there. And I just found my tabs. So there you have it. And this guy, these guys are for putting it on the ends of the zipper, which we have to go pick out. I have honeycomb zipper for just this occasion. I hope it looks good with this. I'll be right back. Okay, now we have various and sundry items for making the bag. Here is a D-ring. This will go in this lovely yellow webbing. Whoops, not that way, it won't. The other way. There's no right or wrong to this stuff, but it's bending a certain way, so anyway, it'll go like that. Okay, I will cut 4 inches off of this, and here is the aforementioned honeycomb zipper. I think that's pretty nifty, so we're going to use that in here. I'll cut off about 11 or 12 inches of that one. There we go. That is what it'll look like, and I think it'll look just fine on the bag and on the zipper. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is right about here, and we do our best job of trying to cut it sort of straight. All right, that's good enough. Then I will take it to the machine and sew it together. Boy, I did a terrible job of getting that straight. That is not straight at all. Oh well. Don't forget to put your D-ring on first before sewing it together. I shall cut this off before it drives me nuts, because it will. Okay, that's just going to go on the floor. All right, now Okay, so there's that one. Oh, and then we need a tag. Tag. I really need to add .com to my sew art label. I will get around to that tonight, maybe, if I remember. So then I'm going to be taking these to the machine and sewing these together when I sew the zipper tabs on the ends of the zipper. So put those aside. Next, gonna cut the zipper. Boy, that is so cool looking. I really like the bee. I really, really like it. Okay. All my zipper pull prices have gone up. It's really a bummer. Okay, so I am going to cut about 11 inches. So if you take it across here, this ruler is 10. So maybe about out to here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Keep in mind the width of your bag is 11.5 inches. So your finished bag should be about 11 inches wide. So you want your zipper probably about 10 inches wide, actually, because you're going to have your zipper here, and then you're going to have your zipper tabs out about 1/2 inch. So if you do that, oh, so we should just cut this 10 inches. Oh, but you know what? Let's not do that till we put the zipper tab, the zipper pull on. Word of caution. Yeah. So you just pull this part, just a little. Try not to pull it apart too much, because once you do that, it's really hard to get it, well, you won't get it back together. So you just push it in here. You've seen me do this before if you've seen any of my other videos. And then you can hold it with your thumb and your forefinger really tight, and then take this one at an angle and try to go up with this one. And you want to hear a clicking sound, which we are hearing, which is really nice. So then, if it's not even, which this is not, you're going to hold on to the whole thing and try to pull this one down a little. There we go. Oh, look at that. It worked. Then you hold on to both sides carefully and try to push it on. It's not very scientific, really. It really isn't. It's just... I do have this zipper jig. I just never understand how it works. So let's see. If you put it this way, like so, and then you pull on it. Oh, look at oh, look at that. Maybe I should use that in the future. It's a little off at the top. Not my favorite, but it's so slightly off that I'm not going to do anything about it. I mean, look at it. All the honeycombs are pretty lined up pretty nicely. But how about that? We did it. Okay, I did it, I should say. All right, so zipper jig did come in handy. All right, I'm going to cut this right where my thumbnail is, as straight as I can. It's kind of hard to do because of those coils, but I did a pretty good job. Yeah, I did. Okay, this one's pretty straight. Then the next thing to do is to take your zipper tab pulls, whatever you want to call them, and put right sides together. And these are big, so don't be alarmed at that. Just put them how you want them to look, if you have a way you want them to look, and sandwich them in. And then you're going to sew straight down about 1/4 inch. Put a clip on it, well off, and same on the other end. Same thing, make sure your bees are going the right direction. Are they? Let's see. Yes. Okay. Probably won't see any bees actually. Come to think of it. They're all going to be cut off. So you just line it up as best you can. Pull it over. Fold it on. And there you go. So this is the easy zipper tab method. There are many more complicated ways, but for this insertion of a zipper, you do not need to make it more complicated. Trust me. So make sure your ends are somewhat even. Just want to make sure you have enough to play with. So I do. So I'm going to take all of this over to the machine and sew it up. As promised, I am coming to the machine to sew these things together. I just have my 1/4" foot on, along with its little dual feed dealy bobby. And I'm just going to start in here. I'm not doing a 1/4" because I don't want this to be seen in the seam when the seam gets put in. So that's it. I just sewed it together. Same with my tab, my label. That was the tab. This is the label. Someday I'll get this right. I don't think it'll be today. Doesn't seem like it. Okay. So I'm going to actually go backwards because I started so far. Okay. There we go. You can also glue these together, you know. Do it the best way for you. Now I tried to move my camera so that my hand isn't in the way as much, but I don't know if I succeeded. Hopefully I did. Now, this one is just going to get sewn on the very edge. I'm going to go in a little, then go backwards. There we go. So that looks, oh, look at that. Oh boy, that doesn't matter. It's just going to go like this. And if you really wanted to, you know what I'm going to do actually? I was going to say if you really wanted to, you could sew it down, but I don't like to sew it across. So what I'm going to do, just to hold it in place while I'm working with it, I'm going to do something I haven't done before, and I'm just going to sew the very, very edges down. Just a little. No big deal. My machine takes a while to cut. I don't know what that's about. It just does. And I'm going to sew this side down, just so it stays in place better when I'm working with it. There we go. These parts will not show because they're going to be in the seam. And you can see I did it really close to the edge, like not even 1/8 of an inch. See there? Okay. Now, do the other end. Other end. Oh, there's our beautiful bee. So cute. Just make sure you still have all your things lined up correctly. I'm going to realign this a little. I want to make sure all your edges match, kind of. They're not going to match exactly, but just get it close. And then backwards, forwards. Okay. Alright, we did that part. Yay us. Okay, let's sew these down while I'm thinking about it. I think is it still recording? Yeah, okay. I think the satisfying sound of the zipper pull is, well, it's always satisfying. I really have found that I like bag hardware. I like the silver things and the D-rings and the zipper pulls and the zippers. It's just a lot of fun. You can get pretty darn creative. Okay, there we go. So I like this angle. I think it's working out. Let me stop it. I like to put the zipper onto the top first. I believe this is the left side, yes. Okay, so that's the left side because that's the way the zipper is going, right? You always want your zipper to go to close right to left and open left to right. Makes sense? So there you have it. Now we just take our zipper and we need to find the middle of it. So in order to do that, just fold it in half at the tabs. Make the tabs meet each other and make a little mark on the end. First I gotta find my pen. Sometimes this works well, sometimes it doesn't. This is a doesn't time. Apparently. There we go. See, I made it. That's all you need. Just a teeny little mark. Don't need anything big deal. Now, then this is the inside. That's the inside lining. This is the outside. So we want the outside, right? So figure out how you want it to go. Do you want it to go like this with the flowers like that and the bees? Or do you want it to go like this? I kind of like the other way, I think. I don't know. I like the flower right there, though, but some of that's going to get gone. I like this one. Okay. Alrighty. So then we need to make the mark in the middle of this guy, right? So I'm just going to put the mark for this guy in the inside. So I'm marking the middle of the top. And I'm just going to right above it because I can't remember which way I need it to go. Okay, so this is where I want the middle of my zipper to go. And my zipper, so we need right sides together, correct? So there you have it. There's your right sides together right there. So that's where your middle is going to face. Go right there. See, that's easy. I made it look hard, but it's easy. Yeah, I have a way of making things look harder than they are. And just check it. See, that's going correctly. That's what you want. Okay. Then you're going to take your the rest of your zipper. So decide right now which way you're going to start. Are you going to start on this end or this end? I think I shall start on this end because I have my zipper pull way down there. So I'm just going to put a clip here, right here. Yeah, maybe. And then this guy is going to go down on top of that. And this, we don't care how he goes. He's never going to be seen again, most likely. But you know what? Let's cut the end of this zipper tab off. Now that we know where it's going to go. Try to cut it off evenly with the other piece. Just because that just throws me. When I'm sewing, I can't really tell where I'm at. So there you go. So that is going to go like that. And this guy is going to, see, that's why I did it that way, so I can line it up. I knew there was a reason. Okay. There we go. So now I just have a zipper sandwich. So you have your zipper in the middle, right sides together with wrong sides of the zipper for the lining, right sides together with right sides together for the zipper on the outside. And that's what you want to do. Then you just go along and do that with the rest of it, making your little sandwich. I will be adjusting this, so I'm probably not going to leave it quite like this. I am going to cut off the end of this right here while I have it, just to make everything line up easier. I did not do a good job. No, that's all right. Not the end of the world. Okay, well, you can see it's going to line up. And I don't really bother doing a lot of pinning because I'm going to do it when I get there. Well, I'm not going to. I'm just going to hold on to things while I sew it. And you may have a better method, and feel free to do the way you like to do it. You can try glue, you can try tape to hold everything down, but I find it pretty unnecessary. And I just go along the zipper tape while I'm sewing, and I set my zipper foot to like -4, so it's 4 positions on the left, and I just go. I match the side of the zipper foot with the outside of the materials that I have sandwiched, and I just sew. I'll be back. Okay. And I like to start in from the end. I do not start on the end normally. I'm going to go all the way backwards. Oh, shoot. Hold on, one thing. I forgot to put my dual feed foot down. There we go. This foot works much better with that than without it. Now, as I'm going, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to see how the zipper has moved a little. I just want to make sure that zipper is always in that spot. This is where gluing it down could be helpful, or tape, or using, double-sided tape, something like that. The sewable type. It does seem to pull the zipper in of the top layer in a little, which is might be, if I use position 3, that might work better. But I push my fingers up against the zipper. I feel the zipper, and I just keep pushing my fingers up against it, just to make sure it doesn't go too far off kilter. And I just follow along on the side. Now, since I'm near this end, I'm going to move the zipper pull over. Maybe. This is a big zipper pull. Okay, we're going to have to raise the foot. I see. There we go. That made life easier. Now put our zipper back. Find it all. Make sure everybody's lined up correctly. No misalignment here. What? I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. No naughty zipper tapes. All right. And again, I'm just going to push along with my fingers, holding everything very still. Go all the way to the end, come back, and voila, we're done. I don't know if you noticed, but I really didn't use those clips very much. I took them off right away. So let's see if we did it. So this looks pretty even there. The one we really care about is the front one. Let me close this. There are chances to fix it if we don't like it. Oh, look how cute that is. With the honeycomb. Oh, I love it so much. All right, that came out really nice. Look how nice that is. You can see it's a little wider in the middle maybe. So maybe I should have taken a few precautions, but I never do, and it works out fine. So then we're going to use the same color of thread to top stitch this. I'm going to go iron it now, and then we'll be back and we'll top stitch it. Super fun. So here's the front of the bag. Make sure everybody's where you want them. That's how I wanted it. And you know it's the front because it's the smaller piece of the outside. And it's about 9 inches deep or tall or wide or however you want to put it. Then you just take your piece that you just made with the zipper in it and you're going to lay it on top. Again, you could glue it at this point if you wanted. Should we try that? I don't know. I don't know if it'll make much difference. We could try it though. I think we'll try it. This is not my glue. Okay, hold on. So I decided, for your viewing pleasure, I shall try a little glue today. So what you're going to do is put it just along the edge here. Could put a paper under it. That would be a really good plan. Really would, because then you wouldn't get your glue on your anything else. And you don't need a lot, you don't need a little, you just need it to get on there. You can see it, right? I hope so. And go all the way across. Okay, what a mess. Picked up a lot of the felt below it. Okay. So that was just my little glue stick. That's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take my piece and pop it on there. So you're doing, again, you're doing right sides together. This is the right side and the right side. Right? Get it. So then you want to just push it on there. And I'm going to sew this on in position 3 because position 4 keeps moving my material on the back too much. So I'm going to try that. So that's sticking really nicely. That's kind of cool. Okay. Then you just take your lining. So you have this big one-piece lining if you did it that way. And it is going to go on also. It's going to go right side to wrong side of the zipper. You're matching your linings, right? Oh, look it. My zipper already came off its glue. Well, so much for that. Again, you can use the double stick tape. There's a lot of options. You could even pin it. There we go. The only problem with the clips is it's easy to bend things under. I'm not going to sew with that there anyway, as you know. So I'm just going to go take this over there and then I will line it up as I go. I have it on there with the glue, which is really helpful. And I will take it to my sewing machine and line it up as I sew. Okay. Here I am. I put it on position 3 so it doesn't push so far hard against my zipper. No. Wayward tail thread got in the way. Okay. Now I'm just going to keep checking to make sure that everybody's still in place. I'm going to move my zipper pull a little. Okay. Yeah, it pulls less if I do number 3. These are big zippers. They're number 5s. I should have said that at the beginning. They're number 5 zippers, by the way. Okay, I'm going to lift the zipper, the presser foot, and move the zipper pull out of the way completely. There we go. Life is so much easier without a zipper pull in the way. Just is. You know, I kind of like the glue thing. It really does seem to help. Okay. We'll see how it ends up, right? We will see. Go all the way to the end, backspace, or backstitch, backspace. Like it's a computer. Well, it is a computer. But it also sews. How convenient. Alright. So, did I get that okay? Boy, something looks a little wonky right there. Oh, that's because that's where the zipper pull is. Okay, I think we're going to be okay. Let's open it up and look. So there's the front. Looks really good. Oh, look at that. How nice that is. That is perfect zipper placement. I have to say, okay, it's glue from now on. Darn it anyway. And you saw I only had to glue the right sides together where the zipper met the right side of the material. I didn't need to worry about the lining. So that, look how perfect that is. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to top stitch this now. I will go and iron it first, and I'll be right back. Alright. Oh dear, it's not moving. Okay, here we go. And again, just run the foot up against the edge of the material, and you're golden. Okay. Then, the last thing we're going to do, or I'm going to do, is sew this whole thing together. It's really quite magical the way it works. You might be surprised. I don't know. But I think it came out really nice. Look at our tabs. They're quite even. And the zipper and the way it looks, I really like it a lot. So this is the inside of the bag. See how the zipper is the wrong sides? Looks great. And this is your outside. And next, I need to put the inside and the outsides together. What? Okay, so the next thing to do is to take, oh, no, the next thing to do is to put the label and the tab on. Good gravy, I keep forgetting to do these things. All right, so the tab is just going to lay right here, and it's going to get sewn on when the bag gets sewn together. I probably will sew it on before that. And you wonder, wouldn't it be easier just to sew it on and sew it together at the same time? Yeah, technically I suppose it would, but I don't know. Okay, and then we want to sew the tag in somewhere. I think I'm going to put the tag right about, let's see, this is going to line up there. So I don't need the tag to be in the way of boxing the bottom here. How far do I want to go? So right about here, I'm going to put the tag right there. Okay, next, where is it? Next we're going to take the back. Now which way was I going? Oh dear. I think like this. I think this will be the back, and it should line up like this. Right? Right. Then we have, yeah. So what we need to do, and this gets a little interesting, is the back is going to get sewn with the top of all the bags, all the pieces. That's what I'm going to do next. Eventually we're going to sew the lining on, but right now we want the back on. So we want to make sure we got this right. Yep, the back goes like that, and then it's going to fold over. Yeah. So I'm going to go sew this together and then come back and talk about what's next. So I sewed the tab on in place, and I'm going to cut these little threads so they don't get in our seams later. Again, annoying that I have to do this, but I do. Okay. That's on there. Okay. Then, oh, I sewed the tab on also. So, let me cut all that off. Okay. So there's the tab, as stated before. Now I'm going to go back and get my outside piece, which is right here, and it goes here. And I need to sew it on. Let's line it all up. Line it up. There's a song, but I can't think of it. It doesn't say line it up. You guys probably know what I'm saying. Maybe? Okay. So you can see, and I'm going to do a 1/4 inch. Just line it up. There's not a lot to do here because you don't have to worry about too much. Oh dear. Oh, this is bent. Oh, I thought it was cut. Okay. Never mind. Crisis averted because there wasn't one. Okay. Keep going. Oh, by the way, I did take my zipper foot off. And now I'm just using my 1/4 inch foot. Alright, that's all we needed to do there. And as you can see, we have the top sewn now to the top of the bag. And now I'm going to go back over and show you what we're going to do next. So one thing with making a bag like this is As I always say, it's not rocket science. And one thing for sure is that you're going to have things line up and not line up, or not line up, but you're going to have things bigger than maybe what they should be. So as you can see, there's a good 1/4 inch going along here that needs to be cut off. I'm going to go cut that off. And then let me see how this is lining up. Okay, good. That's where we want it. So then we want the lining a good, really 1/2 inch to 1 inch shorter than we want the outside. This is close. If I pull it up a little, it's a little better. Yeah, that'll do. I like it a little tighter, and the reason for that is the lining fits into the inside, so the lining needs to be a little shorter than the inside, than the outside. And if you want it to fit right. So there you have it. I'll be back. So one more thing. As you can see, I've placed some clips here and there. I'm just holding the top together right now because this is not sewn on to the rest. Remember, we sewed on all these guys, but we have this other piece of lining just floating right now. And I cut the bottom so that it's even. I'm going to go sew that. I'm going to sew this. Then I am going to fold it up about an inch and a half, like that, to make the envelope bottom, and then the sides get sewn. So that's going to happen in a minute. And then the other thing that I need to do is sew the sides of the lining partially so that I can make the box corners in there. And I do it separately. And then I'm going to sew much of it together. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to sew the bottom. Then I'm going to sew a lot of the sides of the outside together, and then sew the sides of this together. And then after I make the box bottoms in this, I'm going to sew the whole thing together. You'll see. It's really cool. Okay, so I'm sewing the bottom of the outside together. Just the bottom. Just a 1/4 inch. This is a little bit of a generous 1/4 inch, but it shouldn't be. It doesn't need to be. That wasn't a very good backwards, but it'll work. So first, before we sew the sides up of this, I'm going to measure in 1.5 inches from the seam down to the fold. So we want 1.5 inches. This is 1.5 inches. It's a little narrow, so I'm going to add a little more. Folding it up 1.5 inches is going to actually give you a 3-inch bottom. Don't think about it too hard, because I have, and it really hurts my brain. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to, I already sewed part of this together, so I'm just going to continue on. Oh, whoops. I didn't set the seam here. There we go. Now this you want to be really careful with and make sure that you really sew over this a lot. Because this is the bottom outside of your bag. When it gets turned around, actually. Okay. So the same on this side. Going to fold it in 1.5 inches. It should, once you do one side, it really lines up quite well with the other. It's usually pretty right on. Yeah, this is a little big. Okay. Make a liar out of me. Just go ahead. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to turn the whole thing over. And as you can see, I have not sewn this edge at all. And making sure that everybody's lined up correctly. They are not. What happened? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it from this side. I don't know why I'm bothering with this part, but I am. Just bugging me. My thread isn't in its proper place. Okay, let's go in a little ways. It works now. I'm going to go all the way to the edge. Back again. Back again. And forth. Go forward. Stop here. Go backwards. Go forward. And there we have it. So that's how that works for the envelope bottom. I mean, that's it. That's all you got to do. Is you just sew this up 1.5 inches to make a 3-inch bottom. If you wanted a 2-inch bottom, you would sew it up 1 inch. If you wanted a 4-inch bottom, you would put it up 2 inches. See? You get the gist, right? So there we have it. Now, on this side, on the lining side, you want to sew up just enough of the lining to be able to box the bottom. So I'll show you what I mean after I sew it. So I'm just going to start up here about, I don't know, 8 inches up. Go back and forth. You can even come a little more into the lining if you wanted to make it a little narrower, because it's always too big. I'm going to do that. And you can go up and down here. You don't need to. We're going to cut this part off actually, but it is good to have it. You need it secured so that you can do the next part, which is making your box bottom. Okay, and then we do the same on the other side. Boy, I don't know how I'd ever explain this to somebody without actually showing them, because it's weird, isn't it? But it is my newest method for making envelope bottom bags with boxed linings. I think it's pretty nifty. I love how it looks inside and how easy it is. Okay. So now we've done both those parts. We've sewn the bottom together and both bottoms, right? We have this guy folded up, and now we're going to take this guy and make box bottoms out of him or her or whoever. I'll take you to the other station and show you. This is pretty weird, right? Okay, it does not make a lot of sense, but it will. And the nice thing about not having finished our top is if the lining gets a little cattywampus, where it's a little longer than we need it to be, we can just chop it off and sew it across. Or no, we're not going to sew it across. We have to leave an opening. We're going to sew about 3 or 4 inches on each side. Okay, so now I usually press this to make it, I'm going to finger press it right now. Okay. And then this guy, what we need to do, I'm going to take these off because we don't need them right now. I just want to reach in here and be able to make my corners. So this is your typical boxed bottom corner where you have your fold line or your seam, right? So I'm going to make a mark on that fold line going down if I don't lose it. Shoot, there we go. So I can see where I'm trying to line things up. You'll see what I mean in a sec. If you've done box corners, I think you'll get the gist. Box corners can be done in quite a few ways. Well, at least 2 that I know of. Maybe 3. I don't know. Oop, I'm off. Okay. All right. That's just to give me something to line up my seam with. So then you're going to take this and pull it apart. You can always reach in if you needed to, like that, and pull it apart. And the goal is to make the bottom flat and to make a triangle out of the top. So you sort of pinch it right there, and then you can lay it on your surface. It's kind of bulky. There's a lot going on. And hey, if you have a better way to do this, please let me know. I'm always open to new ideas. This is not the be-all, end-all. I just really love the way that a boxed corner lining fits inside of the envelope bottom. Because then you don't have any little triangles inside. It's all nice and flat inside. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. So I have my little Carol's Boxed Corners marker, and you find that there's a 3-inch mark and there's a center mark. The center mark goes on your seam, and then the 3-inch mark is going to go on the edges. So you fit it like that, and it really works well. And then you make your mark. So I hope you can see that. So there's my 3-inch mark, 3-inch mark, and then the seam mark right there. And so the point matches there. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's darn close though. Then I'm just marking across because that's where I'm going to sew it. And I'm doing 3 inches again because I made my envelope bottom 1.5 inches, which makes it be 3 inches. I folded it up. So there we go. So that's that one. Now I'll turn it to the other side. And I don't know if you noticed how I lined it up. I'll show you again because I didn't really make that clear. So you just want to make your point. And I'm sorry about the bag being in the way. Hopefully you can see something. You want to make your point, and you're going to try to line up by feel your fold line where you have that mark with the seam, and this is a little off. Now you could mark the inside of the bag actually if you wanted, so that you could look inside and do it that way. If I had a seam, that is usually what I would do. So what I'm doing is I'm just feeling along this fold line, and it's a little off. I can feel that the seam is over there. So I moved it the wrong way, apparently. Now let's see if I got it. Oh, maybe, am I doing it? Yeah, I'm doing it right. Okay. Oh, I moved it more. Okay. so I need to go that way. There we go, maybe. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it close. And that is close. So now I'm going to put my Carol's corner on here. I'm so glad I got this thing. It was just a few bucks. Different people want different amounts for it. And so there we have it. There's our mark. I'm going to put some clips in it. I'm going to go sew that. Then I will cut the corners off. So after you sew it, you're going to cut the corners about 1/4 inch away from the stitching. Then, there we go. So I'll be back. Oh, I was thinking, should I sew up the seams? Oh, I better show you on this camera first. Okay, so I sewed one corner across the lines. Now I'm going to do the other. This is the tricky part, getting this positioned correctly. Okay, so and you do want to go back and forth a few times or a couple times. And there we have it. Now I'll go explain to you how this is going to work. Look at that. I brought out the giant Schmetz scissors. These puppies cut. Now make sure you don't cut anything else on your bag here. And you're just going to cut about 1/4 inch away from that stitch line. And that's it. That's all you do. Now, same with this side. All right, so now you have your boxed. Now you see what I mean, right? See how it's boxed? Oh boy, this one's a little crooked, looks like, but that's okay. It'll work. It'll work. It's just the inside of your lining. Okay, so now you need to go back and sew the sides together and complete sewing the sides together and sewing the top together. So here's your top. And as you can see, we have part of the sides sewn together. So I only need to sew down right to about, I can sew down as far as I want, but I'm going to sew down probably to about here, somewhere like that, so that this doesn't hang out too much. It's really nice to have the lining sewn into the bag rather than flopping about. It just makes it nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and sew across here. Oh, before I do that, oh yeah, open the zipper. Don't forget to open the zipper. I almost forgot. I have seams here. Oh dear. Okay, open the zipper, because that would be problematic when we're done. All right, so I'm going to just sew the top about Oh, maybe, let me see how many inches that is. I always say 3 or 4, but I'm going to check right now. Yeah, about 3 inches. So if I leave it there and then do 3 inches here, leaves me a good opening right there. Yeah. So I'm going to go in about 3 inches, sew that together, 3 inches, sew this together. And then I go down this way. And then I'm going to try one more thing before I'm done here. I'm going to try putting tape somewhere. How is that going to work? I want to put the tape in before I put the bag, finish the bag. So if your tape should go like right along this edge, I think. Or along this edge, actually. So I'm going to do that. Before I sew this together, I'm going to stick some tape on there. See if that doesn't save me a lot of trouble when I put this whole thing together. It may or may not. We'll find out. So if I measure 3 inches in here, cut this tape. It's not, well, it might not be quite long enough, but it's close. Boy, I sure do things haphazardly, don't I? I'm really sorry. Oh, I was going to do it on here. Right. Duh. Okay. That makes more sense. And one thing you don't want to do, yeah, I think this could work. Maybe. We'll find out. And then you don't want to take the cover off yet. We're going to take that off when we're all done. So right now I just have my double stick tape on there. And then when I get it put together, I will peel that off and be able to put it together. So there we go. Okay? Okay. That makes me nervous. I don't know why. I'm silly. Okay. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go sew all these things together and then sew the sides together, like I said, and I'll show you while I do it. Okay. So just line up your edges. It is not lined up well at all. Okay. Start in on here. I'm going to go about 3 inches. You can sort of guess where that is by where the tape is. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. The tape is right there. And I'm going back and forth a few times. The other thing I'm going to do is go down. Now, I've been doing that for a long time. I haven't tried with and without. I have to do that to see if it really makes a difference doing it this way. Oh dear. There we go. It just didn't want to move, did it? Okay. Now, find the other side. Start where the tape is. Tape is right there. I may have sewn on the tape. I hope not. I'll go back again. I need to make the little cross there. just go in this way. Back and forth, secure our stitches. Okay. Now I need to sew the sides. Do that. I'm just going to check and make sure everybody's lined up okay. Looks like it. It's going to be lined up like this. Like that. And lining this up like so. And again, don't need to sew in, we don't need to sew past about here because I've already sewn that. So, go up here. And you want to make sure you get right on that other stitching, right? So it doesn't look all cattywampus. And then just finish it off. Pull off. Now you have a very strong bag. It should be. Should be quite strong. With the weird bottoms. See, isn't that weird? But it works beautifully. You'll see. It is quite shocking how well it works, I feel. Okay, now I need to get all this lined up. This is simply, well, it is lined up, really. So again, I'm just going to sew down this way. Going through the bulk of the tab here. And I'm going to sew over that a few times. The tab could get some use, so you want to make sure that it's ready for it. And then go down here ways, go backwards, making sure you're not sewing into your boxed corner below you, which we're not. As you can see, it's still there. All right. So this is the weird part. I'll take it back to the other place and we'll see how this works out. Okay, so now I'm going to cut my corners a little, especially in the upper corners. Just really don't get on your stitches there. I like to cut them maybe like that. Like so. This one the same. I could have gone and gotten a smaller pair of scissors to use for this, but you know, they're here. So, okay, so I'm going to cut that. I don't have to cut anything there. Don't really have to cut this, but I'll cut it a little. Just a smidge. Not too close to the stitching. There, just like that. Same one with this. I don't always cut these because I often forget, quite honestly. All right. Now we'll find out how well my tape works. So here's the opening that we left, right? There's the tape that's going across. We're going to keep that like that for now. And if you can, I don't know if you can see in there, it's kind of dark. Inside, I'm going to reach in through the open zipper and start pulling things out. I'm just going to pull the outside to the front, to the out, to the, you know what I'm saying. The inside to the outside to the inside, whatever. That's what I'm doing. So, this is always the part that is weird. It just is. Oh boy. Oh boy. I could have left my opening a little bigger, maybe. I mean, it's okay. But a little bigger would have been nicer. There's a lot going on here. Oh, I'm pulling the inside out. That's what I'm doing. Look at that nice label. There's the rest of it. I guess I could sew it down. Oh, you know, my .com would fit just perfectly under there. Yeah. Okay. Now, here's our zipper part with the tape. Now what we want to do is turn it the right side out completely. So you can see, this is so awkward. Okay, need to turn the corners up, right? And I'll go underneath. Well, maybe I don't have to. There's a corner. I might go in there and poke it out better. Probably will. I'll at least try. See, as careful as I was, I still get little strays here and there. Wow, it's looking really nice. Really, really good. Wow. Okay, and then to pull the corners out, you just pull it apart, just like that. Uh-oh. Oh, that's the white part. Okay. Nothing's wrong. No, it's not a uh-oh. So you just pull it apart. Simple as that. Well, sort of. Wait a minute. Let me get in here, fix this one. This one is being problematic. I don't know why. Huh. Okay, there we go. So that's what it looks like that way. And then you're going to fit your lining kind of into it. Yeah, in the next bag I'm making my lining smaller because it just is too bulky in there. Okay, but it sure looks really nice. I don't know if you can see that. Look how nice that is. Wow. That is a bag. It's a theme. It's a theme bag. Then, one of the things I like to do is I like to iron the bottom, and it just makes it really crispy. And see how nice that is? There it is. See how nice that is? It just comes out so good. You don't have to worry about mismatching seams and all that, and it just looks so nice from the sides. I really love how that looks. Then we have to finish the top. So if we look in here, here's our top. Oh, first, before we do that, I'm going to reach inside and poke these corners out. That's right. I forgot. Let me go do that. So, pokey pokey. Oh yeah, that looks nice. You know, I don't know how they end up rounded, but they do every time. I have no idea. I'm certainly not making them that way. So, oh well. I don't want them pointy, so that's good. They just come out this way. And don't push too hard because you don't want to go through your material. If it doesn't, you know, totally cooperate, then no big deal. Not the end of the world. Oh, I didn't go under it. That's why I was... Not really accomplishing much. Okay, let me do that again. There we go. There. Now we have nice little rounded corners. We don't know how that happens, but it does. And then, okay. My battery died. Alright, so this is what it looks like. How cool is that? I really love this one. And I love them all, but this is really nice. And I love the back and the little messages. I'm not a message person, but these messages are really nice. And then it has the inside with the bees and the flowers. How cool is that? Now, we were going to do the top. So since I sewed it the way I did, you can see it does automatically curl under. That's why we do that little extra step where you go down. So I see that this method could work if a person really measures, I think. Does a better job than me. Okay. Pulled that out of there. Now just push it up here. Push it on. See how easy that is? And that is much easier than the way I was doing it before. So I will put my tape in there in the future before I try to put it all together. I don't like this little thing sticking out. Nobody's ever going to look in here probably. But, you know, oh, it just pulled out. Okay, so now I'm going to take this as soon as my iron is hot and iron this on. And then, now this tape says it's permanent without being ironed, which I don't understand. That does not compute with me, so I'm not sure I believe it. Now I'm just sort of rolling it over to make sure that the front it's heated up, so the front does not roll to the front. Does that make sense? You want your back on the back and the front on the front. That's what I'm saying. And I'm just going to hold it here for a sec just to make sure. But it's looking fine. All right. Now you have a bag that I challenge anyone to find out where you left it open. That is a challenge. There's my label. My label ended up a little further down than I'd like. So I will take that into consideration for next time. But, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. And voila, there you have it. So this gives you a bag that has no sewing on the inside, you know, like to close a gap or anything. It's all on the top. You can sew across here if you wanted to make sure that it doesn't come apart. But I think with that tape, it's just glue, so I think it'll work. And then the other thing, and then we did the boxed inside so that it doesn't have any weird things sticking out. It's a nice flat inside. And then we have the bottom. You can fold it like this and for storage purposes. So there you go. I like to iron this part. It just makes it nice and crunchy looking. It's very bumpy when you do this, the bag itself, because it has a lot going on. Look at how cute the back is. Okay, and then you open it up. And now your bottom looks really nice. See, because you ironed it, it really looks good. And there you have it. All right, bag admiration is over. I'm going to go eat dinner. Thank you very much for your time.